Hello everyone, 29th edition of GamerGate Interview, and today we had Lisa with us. Say hello.
Hello.
So let's start with the usual first question. How did you get into GamerGate?
Internet aristocrat, funny enough, and okay, it's kind of a long story, like with most people, I think. I was subscribed to him because about a year before, when I was uh a lot more active in the Brony community, I guess. Someone from this live stream that I was part of, that we did a live My Little Pony fanfic readings and voice acting and all that. They mentioned, hey, have you heard of this Tropes versus Women? Well, no. Holy crap, it's a load of shit. You got to go watch it. And so I did, and yeah, I was immediately irritated with the whole thing. And so I started, well, I do this whenever I am interested in a topic. I start looking all over YouTube for anything I can find about it. And so saw Internet Aristocrat's video, thought it was funny, watched a few more of his videos, and subscribed. Fast forward to, I believe, September of 2014, and he had made a video about Mundane Matt, someone else I was subscribed to. And the whole thing with the DMCA of his video about Zoe, I started looking into it. And at the time, it was only like a small handful, maybe a couple hundred people at most. And this was when it was still the conspiracy. And a few weeks after it became Gamergate, I remember posting a video about it because I hadn't seen any other women talking about it. So I kind of wanted to share my views on it. And this was when Not Your Shield was really starting to become a thing as well. So that's kind of how I got into it, just looking around and realizing that, holy crap, I already have reasons to hate these people, but now they're going after people I consider friends. So yeah, now we have a problem. And it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. And currently, what do you think of GamerGate right now?
I'm happy to see that it's really taking off, but at the same time, it could use some work. I know that the SJWs are a huge part of GG, and I'd be lying if I said they weren't. Because, I mean, they're the main people that have been kind of coming after us for a while. And I'm happy to see someone finally stepping up and going, no, you can't do this shit to us, because they've infiltrated so many other groups. It's not even funny. And so I'm happy to see people kind of standing up and going, no, we're not going to take your shit anymore. But at the same time, I've seen so much shit slinging from people inside of Gamergate. Luckily, I've only had that happen to me like once or twice from someone in Gamergate. Actually, it was on your stream. I'm not naming names, but I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. Other than that, I mean, I've seen a couple of people on different forums, whether it's KIA, even though that is extremely, extremely rare. Sorry, I just realized I was painting in the wrong layer. Even though that's extremely rare, but I see it a lot on Twitter, or see it on 8chan a bit. That's part of the reason I really don't go to 8chan much anymore, to be completely honest. It could use some work. It could really use some fucking work. But, I mean, at the same time, you're gonna get your annoying shit slingers whenever you amass a huge number of people. So maybe this is me being a little nostalgic for the days when it was a lot more simple and we actually, there wasn't all that much shit slinging going on inside of GG, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happens when a lot of different people clash, so yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, what are you doing for or within the hashtag?
Well, besides your stream, actually, I am the creator of the Gamergate Break Room. I know I haven't really been posting much there lately, but I have been kind of poking my head in and making sure everything's okay. Because, and I'll go ahead and say this because I have mentioned this in the group itself, so have my admins. The reason I created the Gamergate Break Room was to give people in GG a break from all the SJW stuff and everything, just to kind of, go and talk with their new friends they've met through Gamergate about video games, anime, movies, whatever. And it always moves back to SJW. So I don't post all that often, but I do, you know, poke my head in at least once a day. Other than that, there's some Vivian art I've been meaning to work on, but I'm a lazy bitch, so I haven't really worked on it. It's been a couple of projects that I wish I had gotten in on, but didn't, like the GamerGate Scenes thing. But other than that, I mean, just talking to people about it, looking around, trying to get new information whenever it comes out. Not always in the loop. There have been a few times here where we're talking about different things, and I'm like, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not as active as I once was, and kind of hoping to fix that in the oncoming months, because we are nearing 1 year of GamerGate, so...
Yeah. And
Holy crap. Holy crap, that just hit me. 1 year.
yeah. What do you think the future holds for GamerGate?
I think it depends. It depends mainly on how people in GG choose to represent themselves from here on out. Yes, it's become mainly a watchdog group. And I am happy to see that we have done so much. I still think that we can do so much more. We have so many victories that we could reach for. But if the shit slinging and infighting continues to get worse, I hate to say it, because again, you know, it's been almost a year and I've been here from the get-go. Unless we can at least come to some agreements on certain topics, we might just run ourselves into the ground. And I hate to say it, but you know, I mean, I've seen so much shit slinging and infighting, it's ridiculous. I mean, we're getting the shit enough from the other side, guys. Come on. We don't need to be fighting each other here too.
Fair enough. And would you say GamerGate is going to become, or is already, a watchdog?
It already is. It absolutely already is. I mean, when I think that with a lot of the people that still try to say that we're misogynists or whatever, you know, go look at the responses to some of Ian Miles Chong's latest tweets about reforming ethics policy, or he'll post a screen grab disclosing that he was involved with a game that might be reviewed on his site. Look at the responses to that. You're going to see a bunch of favorites, a bunch of retweets, a bunch of people, myself included, going, thank you for being honest with us. We really appreciate this.
Yeah. And if there's anything, let's say you're a queen for GamerGate one for one day.
That would be Queenie. That would be Queenie. Queenie is
Okay.
Queenie. Princess in my case, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if you could change anything within GamerGate, what would it be?
Stop all the infighting, guys. Seriously. Yeah, hang on. I've done this on your stream before. I actually have a perfect reaction picture for it. Let me try and find it real quick. But yeah, I mean, guys, stop the infighting. Yes, yeah, I know that, you know, the console wars were happening long before GamerGate, and you know, I don't mind little jabs, you know, at each other, so long as they're amusing and, you know, in good faith. But, you know, don't call someone a faggot just because they like PS4. Stop all the infighting. It's bullshit. And besides, I have PS4 too, so I can make as many clips about Xbox as I want to, but I mean, that's not going to get us anywhere.
When I talk about other consoles or even PC, I just tell it from my perspective. I try not to look down on people who buy other stuff. I'm just telling it from my perspective, why I didn't buy this or why I dislike this and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, I'm still trying to find this picture, but really, like I said, we're getting enough shit from the other side. We don't need it. We don't need to be flinging this crap at each other. You know, I mean, I don't care. I don't mind if you're poking fun. Whatever. That happens all the time. I'm punching Deus Ex in the face if I ever meet him in person for all the room-related jokes. But I mean, oh Jesus Christ, dude, those jokes. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. And I think it's also because I grew up with gaming. So yeah, I'm used to shit talking. That's kind of part of it. The thing is, you got to learn how to shit talk back. But like I said, it's one thing if you're just shit talking and joking around. It's quite another to go tell someone to kill themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's uncalled for.
All right. I have a question on Facebook from Ian. Let's see, what was the question? Here, ask her if she thinks it's worthwhile to exacerbate e-drama, especially when those folks still hang around the scene mentioning it. I don't know what he's referring to.
I don't either, honestly. I did find that picture though, so hang on a second. Let me reset this. Ask him what exactly he's referring to.
Yeah, I'm gonna. From Batman. In your opinion, what's the best thing to happen and the worst thing to happen in so far in GamerGate? That's a pretty good question.
Yeah. Okay. Here's that picture I was talking about. Damn it! Stop arguing. You're making it worse. That's my reaction to. That's what I wish I could change.
All right.
But best thing to happen is I think it opened a lot of people's eyes to what SJWs actually were, because for the longest time a lot of people just kind of ignored them, like, oh, if we ignore them they'll go away. No, in this case, if you ignore them, they're just going to grow in numbers and they're going to keep coming. So I think it's great that we're finally, you know, I think it's great that there's finally people standing up to these idiots. Like I was saying earlier, you know, fuck this shit. You're not going to do this anymore. Especially with all the shit that they've, I mean, minimizing the experiences of people with PTSD or sexual assault victims, both of which I suffer from. I mean, they've always irritated me for a while. I think it's great that there's finally a group of people now that's going to stand up and say, no, we're not going to take your shit anymore. The worst thing, again, I'd really have to go with the infighting. I mean, I know I've been hearing rumors. I don't know how true they are, but I've been hearing rumors that there have been some aggros, I guess, kind of infiltrating and trying to get people to shit talk each other. The other thing that I think is really bad is this is especially happening for a while with Mundane Matt, and I noticed this a lot. People kept saying he was a shill. And I mean, disclosure, I have spoken to Mundane Matt a few times. We are friends on Twitter and on PSN. So, yeah, it irritates me a little bit personally to see that stuff. I know that we like to make fun of listen and believe, but there are some people who do that shit too, who do the exact same thing. Like they hear like, oh, my name Matt's a shill, and they automatically start calling him that with absolutely no proof. So,
let's see the next. Lisa from Magic Bubblehead. Do you love Satan?
If it's Gaten Satan on YouTube, sure. I was listening to one of his streams last night, actually. Batman was there too, I remember. We were listening to one of his streams last night and they were talking about random stuff. So, I guess?
I don't know if it's just Satan or, yeah, I don't know. From Craig Teacup, question for Lisa. Did you see the episode of MLP that showcased an SJW town, and how do you interpret that episode? How would you summarize the message the creators went in for that episode? Okay,
I actually have what I called an SJW cut of the episode on my channel, where I took all of the relevant scenes around that. The thing is, when I started hearing, I still poke my head in on Equestria Daily every now and then. And when I saw that they had posted a teaser with some of the ! cutie marks, I started getting a little curious. So I started looking into it. And I'm like, okay, it would be interesting if they, if they used this to make a little jab at SJWs. That would be pretty interesting. I didn't think they would take it as far as they did. I remember sitting at the end of the two-parter and just going, what? What the fuck? What did I just watch? It was amazing, though. I mean, it was disturbing. It was really disturbing to me. But, I mean, everything from, they took the song that they sang in the first episode of the two-parter was actually based on World War II propaganda. So, I mean, they did their research here. The literal brainwashing, they even explicitly call it brainwashing in the episode. I think that was one of the only, no, that is the only episode that I actually feel a little hesitant about letting my boyfriend's nieces watch, because it got dark. I was surprised how dark it got. But at the same time, I'm really happy they did that, because if a quote-unquote little girl show is willing to call you on your bullshit about that kind of thing, yeah, it's kind of sad. I love the episode, though. I actually kind of hope to see Starlight Glimmer come back. And actually, I had posted on Twitter, like right before we started this, I actually made this Ponies versus Cutie Marks little mock-up of Starlight Glimmer, made it look like Anita Sarkeesian's background for Tropes versus Women. And Ellie Larson did a great job with the writing on that episode, and I'm, really got me pumped for the season. So, and so far, with the exception of maybe 2 episodes, it hasn't disappointed yet.
All right. Well, from Magic Bubblehead, what is GamerGate? What GamerGate is about exactly right now? I think he's thinking about what is GamerGate about right now.
That's a good question. I actually, I don't know. I think that overall, Watchdog, like we were saying earlier, is definitely a watchdog group, because so many sites have changed their ethics policies. GamerGate has done so much in the past 10 months. Oh God, every time I say it, it just blows my mind. 10 months, almost a year. Wow. Right now, I think it's kind of up in the air, because I think everyone, when you have so many people involved in this one hashtag, or if you want to, I've heard people refer to it as this, and in a way I can kind of agree, subculture, internet subculture.
Yeah, I would say that's a good description right now.
Yeah. I can tell you what it is for me personally. I think that as far as, trying to get more sites to be ethical, I wouldn't say we're done. I know Sargon of Akkad has said he thinks we're done. I don't think we are, because, a bunch of these sites change their policies, but how many of them are actually, keeping up with it? So I think we still need a lot of work there. But for me personally right now, I'm not even going to lie, it's trying to keep an eye on a watchdog type eye on these sites. And also, I'm not, a lot of what the SJWs are doing. I mean, it's been getting worse. And I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticed this. Their antics have gotten a lot worse since GamerGate. And, it's just, which means I have to see it more often, which means I'm going to get pissed off more often. Well, not pissed off, but irritated more often. So I wouldn't say it's to put them in their place, so to speak, because God knows I don't want to be called sexist again. But I mean, just, I don't know. That's a really good question. I really, except with those 2 exceptions, I really don't know.
I think Magic Bubblehead has a good question here. I think it's metaphorical. Do people focus too much on the finger instead of the moon, like the small things instead of the whole picture?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I mentioned this a couple times already, the infighting, and I think some of the infighting does stem from that.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Yeah, I mean, just one, someone makes one little comment and I see people blowing up over it, when in the grand scheme of things, it's insignificant.
Yeah.
Like, guys, there are There are better things we should be focusing. There are bigger things we should be focusing on. Ignore what literally Blue said this time. We have this huge thing over here to worry about.
True.
So absolutely, absolutely.
And for Magic Bubblehead, would you kiss Satan's butt if it gave you magic power?
What?
I don't
Okay,
know. I don't know.
I don't either. You know what? Best question of the day. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't even know how the hell to respond to that. I don't know. Probably not.
Just say no comment.
Yeah. You know what? But you know what? Butts. Fuck you, butts. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck you, butts.
Favorite song from Babel Metal?
From probably Megatsuni.
All right. And from Batman, if you saw Anita or Wu in public, what would you say to them?
You know what? I've actually wondered that myself. I honestly don't know. If I don't just kind of turn around and walk in the other direction, you know, like if I'm walking along, happen to see one of them sitting down, I'll just immediately turn around and walk the other direction. If I were to actually say anything to him, I'm not sure I could be so nice. Simply because, I mean, because of all the shit that they've pulled, and I was actually, you know what, with Anita, I probably wouldn't say anything. I'm not gonna lie, with Brianna, I have some pretty personal issues with her. Just some of the, and someone said it in a video that I saw last night, and it's something I didn't really think about until then. A lot of the shit that Brianna has said about saying, oh, GamerGate are all like this. You don't think there's some psychotic vigilante possibly reading that who believes that? I mean, there was this younger girl that was in a GamerGate group I was a part of for a while, and she lived around that area. She lived, you know, where SJW Central, and she admitted to me there were times she was afraid to leave her house, and she was like 16. She was 16 years old, and there were times when she was afraid to leave her house. So, I mean, and I definitely think Brianna's shit stirring had a huge part in that. So honestly, with Anita, I probably wouldn't say anything. I might troll her. Just say something like, you know, I really thought you were pretty, and then you opened your mouth. Or something like that. Brianna, I'm not sure if I could be so humorous with, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I mean, she's pissed me off in so many different ways.
All right, and I got one last question from Magic Bubblehead. Should we boycott the FIFA release at E3? They have, and it continues with a catchy campaign like Ban Bossy with a mushy video. Any thoughts on that?
Repeat that?
Should we boycott the FIFA release at E3? He's referring to a video EA made, saying with a catchy campaign like Ban Bossy with a mushy video, like to protest the slave work stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm already irritated with EA for there was supposed to be a third Alice game, American McGee's Alice. There was supposed to be a third game, and they pretty much, because from what I've heard, it's because Madness Returns didn't make as much money as they wanted. So the sequel's being made, but it's being made in film form, and they had to have a Kickstarter and everything. But I mean, yeah, I have my own issues with EA, so that might taint my response a little bit, and that response being, yes, boycott the shit out of them.
I never buy FIFA at full price. I just buy last year's used for like a fraction.
I never buy FIFA, period. So
yeah, but I'm a European. It's like mad in US, so.
I don't buy those. I'm not a huge fan of sports games, honestly. I was when I
Yeah,
was younger.
but FIFA is like it's selling like hotcakes in Europe. So
No, I mean, I had a couple of basketball games on the Sega Genesis when I was a kid, but I mean, that was about it, and I've never really been much for sports games.
yeah, I mean the whole FIFA thing. I don't mind them. I think it's a good thing they are adding female players. I think it's
Yeah, that is cool.
awesome, but I would have them first fix online rather than
Yes.
adding that. Because it's awesome to add both genders because the females don't get nearly the attention, but
Right.
that's also for a reason because male football or soccer is more gets more
Popular?
attention, yeah,
Yeah.
and popular compared to female. But
Right.
adding them, I don't have any issue with them adding it, but they should have fixed the fucking online first.
Here's the thing, and I think there are some game companies recently that are starting to learn this lesson the hard way. Look, game companies, don't pander to whatever the SJWs want, okay? I don't care if I can only play a guy in a game, so long as it's a fun game. I
Yeah,
really don't, I mean, I was surprised that they allowed female character creation in Black Ops Ghosts. Yeah, it wasn't that great a game. It was all right. God, it wasn't the shit storm that Advanced Warfare was. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. Um, that was just kind of a nice little add-on.
yeah,
And I just enjoyed it, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, like I was saying a second ago, I don't care what gender I play in a game. If it's a fun game, I'm going to enjoy it regardless. I enjoyed the Tomb Raider reboot just as much as I enjoyed Far Cry 4.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I played Tomb Raider and I love that.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
that game. I don't have any issue playing a female. Played
Mostly so.
Remember. I played Remember Me, and I thought it was a really underrated game. Of course, it had its issues, but I still think it had a really good story.
Right.
Uh,
The thing is,
so
I don't mind artistic games. I don't mind games with more better written female characters. I don't mind games with better LGBT written characters. That was honestly part of the reason I loved Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat X. You know, say what you will about their DLC, just don't freaking buy it. But I mean, they made some huge strides. Like I can't think of his name right now, but I didn't even know the character was gay until the game devs openly said he was. And he's a really well written character. I like that guy. That's the thing that I wish a lot of antis would understand. Most of us, the majority of us, don't care if we have to, what gender our character is. If it's a well-written game, if we can relate to them, and you can relate to someone of a different gender, by the way, just throwing that out there. If it's a fun game, we're going to play it. It doesn't, a lot of us want to see better written females in games, myself included. Bring it up Tomb Raider again. That was part of the reason that I loved the reboot so much, because you struggled with her. She was more human. She had shit to overcome. That made the game so much more engaging to me. Same with American Mickey's Alice. It's part of the reason that that's one of my favorite games of all time, because she had her own shit to deal with. She had issues to overcome, and it made me more invested in her story. So yes, more well-written women in games. Yes, that's an absolutely great idea. Most of us don't mind, but trying to shove it in at the cost of fun gameplay, that's when I start having a problem.
yeah, and Magic Bubble had regarding the whole FIFA or EA stuff. Yeah, and now I'm kind of putting it in a context. Should we, as GamerGate, use OP by Wise, or should it be a separate thing from GamerGate?
I don't think it should be separate, if only because Gamergate is a consumer revolt. So it, you know, even if we use a completely different hashtag, it's still
Most of the same people.
Yeah, it still goes with the base ideals that Gamergate started with. So I don't think it should be separate. If you want to use it separately, hey, who am I to stop you? But I think that, you know, I don't think it should be used separately. That's just me.
All right. And I think I'm gonna just one last question before we shut this
Did
thing
you
down.
ever clarify what he was saying?
No, I haven't seen anything. A magic bubblehead asked, "Do you love me, Lisa?"
Oh, you are awesome. Anyone who takes the time to listen to my crazy ass talk, I love. So
Yeah, anyone who listens to my stuff as well.
and I love the pony you made me was freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Oh. All right. I got one from Revelo. I was about to stop it. Opinion on moderate fags. I don't know what he's referring to here.
What? Specify, please.
Specify, please. Yeah, we have like 10 people watching now, so that's surprising.
Yeah, I'll post a promo on my channel about it later on.
I don't know if it's HN or Facebook or just KIA.
I have no idea.
No, if it's that's what he's referring to moderate fags.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Or if it's just in general.
Oh, moderates in Gamergate, like, or you would almost call them neutrals. I think that's what he's referring.
Okay. You know what? I can understand that. I have no problem with neutrals myself. I can understand someone who can see both sides of the argument. I tried to do that as well, not just with Gamergate in the beginning, but in general. I try to look at both sides and try to see where each side is coming from. What made me so pro GG was just all the, I mentioned it earlier, all the shit that antis were doing and starting up. It's just, like we were just talking about. I can understand them saying that they wish.
He specifies in general Monday, Matt, Sargon, etc.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them, honestly. I mean, like I said earlier, I do talk to Monday Matt on occasion on Twitter, and we're friends on PSN. So, I don't have a problem with them personally. I think having a few neutrals around is a really good thing, because sometimes we can, like I was saying earlier, right? We were talking about listen and believe. There are some that are pro GG that tend to follow that bit of advice, and sometimes we can get a little bit overboard. I think having a few moderates on hand to kind of help even everyone out is a good thing.
He follows this up. To see both sides, does that not mean both sides have a thing of value to say?
Yeah, I'm not. The thing is, I'm not saying that the aggros have nothing of value to say. Specific people, I feel, don't. But the majority of aggros that I've spoken to on Twitter or whatever that are a little bit more even-minded have made valid points in the past. And just because I don't like someone or I don't like their side doesn't mean I'm going to completely ignore when they make a good point.
If so, tell me one thing anti-GG is right about from Marilyn.
Talking about wanting better written women in games. I may not agree with what, they think is better written, but I wouldn't mind seeing better written female or LGBT main characters in games. I definitely wouldn't mind that. Being a female and being openly bisexual myself, I wouldn't mind that at all. So I can agree with them on that aspect. I just think the way they're going about it is horribly wrong.
Yeah, Yeah, I know. I'm pretty much have the same opinion as Verilo, so he knows how I stand. Um, I've been really trying to ignore this, but Magic Bubblehead keeps saying this in the chat. You're
Oh,
tearing me
dude.
apart, Lisa.
Fuck!
He's spamming in the chat.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
Oh my god. It's elementary school all over again. I kept getting, okay, when Lisa Marie Presley was a thing in the early 90s, during the whole, her going batshit crazy and marrying Michael Jackson bullshit. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, if I have decided, if I ever meet Tommy Wiseau, I'm punching him in the fucking face for creating that line. I swear to fucking God. I am punching him for that shit. Because if I don't hear it from here, I'm hearing it from Deus. I'm hearing it. Fuck you for that, by the way, dude. I hear it from Ty. I hear it from friends. I'm just like at a bar, just out of nowhere. I get called up for karaoke, and I'm in the middle of, I usually sing metal or rock songs. There's a guitar solo, and then out of nowhere, someone yells it. And I almost bash their head in with a beer pitcher. God damn you people. The irony of that line is amusing. Because
Mary Sweet actually has a good question.
Okay.
What are your opinion on introspective hacks, meaning people who consider themselves pro GG bitching about other pro GG people? Basically, shills. I would say that was
yeah, not so tolerant of those people. Like I was saying earlier, we get enough shit from the other side, guys. We really don't need any infighting. That's what they want to see. They want to see us, fall apart. They want to see us start fighting again. Strength in numbers type of thing, guys. Keep that in mind. I saw this mainly in the beginning of GG. People putting aside their personal issues and saying, you know what? You may be a PC master race. I may be a console peasant. Or I may be a PS4 fan. You may be an Xbox One fan. But you know what? This is more important right now.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna end it with the last question from Verlo. Can jet fuel melt steel beams?
Oh my god!
I don't even know what that's.
I know what he's referring to. No comments. I'm not touching that.
I have no idea.
It's a 9/11 reference. It's a 9/11.
No, but
conspiracy.
I don't really. Oh, okay.
I don't know why he's asking me that. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, pretty much. On that note, do you have anything to show before we close? I already put your Twitter and your YouTube channel in the description. So.
If anyone's wondering what I'm working on, okay. First off, if you're an anime fan and you don't know what character I'm currently working on, you're not a real anime fan. Joking. Art commissions are open right now. If anyone wants to pay me to draw something for them, so just get a hold of me on Twitter and all that. I'm working on this for a video that I'm working on about Asuka. So, also if you're on PS4 and you want to add me, I'm actually going to be hopping on in a few so I could play some Metal Gear Solid 5 before Ty gets home from work, before my boyfriend gets home from work. Because once he gets home, I'm not going to be able to touch the thing for another 24 hours. But if you want to add me, my screen name is Shadowpaint -LM. And thanks everyone for coming and listening to my crazy shit. I know some of you guys show up on my personal Sunday lazy drawing streams, which they are coming back. I promise. It's taken me a little bit of time, but they will be coming back. And thanks to everyone for their kindness and stuff, because a lot of you guys know I've been going through a really bad depression lately. You guys are freaking awesome, and I love you all for that. Just Thank you for everything you guys have done for me. You guys are freaking amazing. I love you all.
Yeah. Any last words before we close? Anything else?
Not that I can think of, except Acid Rain is my waifu.
All right.
And he makes the best sandwiches.
All right. Well, for those who haven't subscribed, who are new, I would hope some of you would subscribe. That would be awesome. Anyways, it's been good. So
Yes,
see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.